everybody, and welcome back to another video. If you're tuning into this video, I'm assuming that you've crashed your drone or need to replace the arm on the drone. I crashed my drone. I was at a house that was unfinished, tried to fly it through the window and ended up clipping the side. And so here we are. Now, disclaimer, I'm by no means an expert at this. I'm an enthusiast. I'm replacing my own arm. This is me walking you through the steps that I took in order to replace it. Be advised that if you do this, it's at your own risk, obviously. Let's jump into the video. I've gone ahead and already done some of this, so I'm gonna just walk through what I did for it. There is gonna be some soldering involved. There's gonna be some prying apart the actual drone. You'll need like a very small Phillips head screwdriver that's pretty long. This is the bad arm. You can see that the solenoid, the motor right here, is completely detached. I removed this piece first, covering the gimbal, and then you have access to the screws that you need to undo. So you've got one right here, you've got one right here, you've got one back here, got one back here. You have the two screws in the arm that you want to remove right here. After you get all the screws removed, you can start prying it open. Within here on the sides, you have little clasps right there. You'll want to pry it up with something. I used actually just the screwdriver. If you have a flat piece of plastic, that's probably going to be the better route to go. Pry those up before you even want to start taking this off. It'll loosen here, and this is where your handy card will come into play, right? So I'll just use this, right? So you're going to want to go through the edge and just gently pry up each part. It has teeth right here that you'll want to be careful of. You don't want to break it. And then you just want to slowly work your way around. That'll initially pop this part off of your drone. Then the next part that you're going to want to take off is this piece right here. And this one's pretty easy. You're going to just pry open right at the edge here and just work your way around the edge. Same thing, taking something thin and just prying up little by little. It could be a guitar pick. I used like a card, like I said. And then you'll get this bottom piece to come off. When this bottom piece is off, there are going to be two screws located there and there. You're going to need to remove that and pull this off right there. So that just removes super easily. So you're going to want to pop this piece out right here, which you can do by just going to the top here, this pinhole right at the top, and pushing it. There it goes. A little bit of force to get that, probably because when I reassembled it. So this piece you're going to want to make sure you hold on to. This allows the arm to come free right here. This arm right here lines up with these. So this is what we're going to be soldering here in a little bit. Gonna have to undo the solder on that and then solder a new one. But if you flip over here, you'll see there's a ribbon cable, and I actually already pulled it out. That ribbon cable goes right there. So just take the small plastic thing and pry it off. Here's another example of one of the ribbon cables. The way you get that out is you just pull this through. You just pull this up through the gap that it's fed through. And it looks like I'm gonna have to work it through. There we go. So there we go. Got that piece through, and now it's ready to solder right here. So we'll just jump on over to where we're gonna solder. So first things first, we've got to remove the old solder. There we go. One down. There we go. Here's the replacement arm. All right, looks like it's kind of hot glued in there. So old arm done. Let's get the new arm. It's an OEM one. It cost about 63 bucks. That was tax and everything. Let's get this fed through. So let's just do the same feeding process when we took it off. So I have like the world's shakiest hand, so that's why I'm not a surgeon. It's also why I don't fix electronics full time. Just saying. I've got it all fed through, and now it's going to be attaching everything again. Feed this one back down there first. See it popping out there. I'm not going to connect it, even though there's no power to it. I'm not going to connect it until I've soldered it. So we'll just go back over here. Let's start by soldering in the red one here. Now, I've seen this done a bunch of ways. The way that I'm going to do it is I'm going to put a bead of solder, like put the solder on the actual soldering iron. Okay, so now that we got a bead on there, if you want to learn how to solder, there's much better places. I'm just showing you how I fix this. And then the trick is, hopefully, you know, when I test it out, it works. Got it all hooked back in. So now we're going to put it back together. The next thing I'm going to do is connect this ribbon cable right there. Got to make sure it snaps in. Got to be kind of firm with it. So the first part that goes back on is this plate right here. You'll see all of the blue on it. Like I said, no clue what that is, but it's got that blue on it. And we're going to start by screwing those in. I don't know how you guys are going to keep track of yours, but I have mine all here. We're just going to do it in a mess right here. Going to just start throwing screws in. You know, first screw is right here. If you can't see that, it's right there. Second screw over here. Can snap that back on. All right, so now we got to get this piece right here back in there. You can see that that cable is going to be troublesome because it pokes out right there. So this will be kind of an interesting process. I think I got it. All right. So let's try this just without it hooked up. Oh. It's probably not good to do without it screwed in. So if you heard that popping sound, I don't know. Okay, so got this back in, and then just push it down. Okay, so that's what I was doing wrong, is I had it tilted in this way. You gotta have it tilted in that way. Pull it out just a little bit, and then you can get it. So there you go. All right. The most painful part of that whole process, and I'm just so I don't have to deal with it again, I'm gonna put the screws in right now. Get these in while it's there. We have a working drone arm again. Flip this back over. I'm gonna open that again because now we got to put the top back on. Get it all screwed back in, and we'll go take it for a test flight. So simple enough. Just put this back over. Make sure the clips go inside right there, and just smash it together. You want to hear lots of popping, but going back into place. So there you have it. Drone back together. Now I do have the replacement propellers, and then the last screws that we put go into these 4 holes right there. It's nice. The only nice thing about it being so deep right here is you can drop the screw in and it's pretty much gonna be flush. Now I wouldn't recommend tightening these too much. I tightened mine a little too much earlier and then I had to take it apart again, so you don't really want to do that. This actually might suck it together a little bit too, so I would just like to caveat once again that I am not a pro when it comes to this, so I struggled with this for hours, more time than it's almost worth. I probably would have ended up buying a new drone if I would have known that it was going to be this difficult. And most videos online don't show you getting that piece back in, so hopefully that helped you guys out enough just to get it done. The soldering part, pretty straightforward. Everything else, pretty straightforward. The drone actually looks pretty good considering all that it went through when it crashed. Yeah, as you can see, the gimbal I think will be fine. We'll find out when it like launches up. Can't really tell now. But let's get a battery in it and then let's go out and test it. All right, so we're out here to test out the drone to see if the arm fix worked. And I noticed something with the gimbal, that it actually is cracked. I didn't think I damaged the gimbal, but now after taking a look at it, it looks like there's a crack going on it. So hopefully we don't have any problems. I'm guessing we'll have to calibrate it again. So it looks like it's hovering all right. I did have to fix the gimbal on it, but it looks like it's hovering okay. I actually got some new propellers too, so hopefully these are quieter. As you can see in the video, I was able to get the drone arm repaired and it was flying just fine. It was a little jutty in the air. I don't know if you guys noticed that on the footage. It's definitely not as smooth as it used to be, but all things considered, it's great to have a drone that's working again. And the gimbal is cracked, so we'll see how long that lasts. I appreciate you guys tuning into this video. And if you found value in it, like, comment, subscribe. I'm sure I'll break things in the future and have to repair them. And you can either laugh at me or it might help you to fix it. But either way, we'll see you in the next video.